Hello, Matthew here, and welcome back to my channel. Have you ever baked a cake in a round cake pan and you noticed it ends up dry and domed on top after you've baked it, and in the process you have to slice the top off to make it more flat and you end up wasting it in the process? Well, I have some simple steps that will help you eliminate that problem, and your cake will be more even and it will be perfect every time. And I'll even bake a cake for you today to show you. So let's get baking. One of the things that I like to do in my spare time is baking cakes, and normally I just bake a cake in a 13 by 9 pan, but every now and then I like to go above and beyond and bake a cake in a round cake pan. And one of my favorites is a triple layer chocolate cake with chocolate cream cheese frosting. Well, today I'm just going to bake a simple one layer chocolate cake, and I'm going to show you a few simple tools on how you can make your cake perfect every time, and you won't have to worry about it doming on top, and you won't have to slice the top, and you won't end up with domed cake. Well, the first thing you want to do is you want to get one of these. This is a cake strip from a baking company called Wilton. You can find this at like any arts and crafts store or any like Walmart or even on Amazon. And what you do is you take it out of the package and you wrap it around the outside of your cake pan like this, and make sure you pull the tabs to make sure it fits snugly. And after it's snug, you simply just take it out off your cake pan and then soak it in cold water for maybe about 20 minutes or maybe a little bit longer. What it does is when you wrap this around your cake pan as it's baking, the moisture will help make your cake bake more evenly. And then before you pour your cake batter into your pan, you want to tear off a sheet of parchment paper and then put it on a flat surface and put your cake pan on it. And take a pen or a pencil and then trace the bottom of your cake pan, and then just go ahead and cut it out. And then next thing you want to do is you just want to take what I use is a simple baking spray that has flour in it. I like using this over the traditional greasing and flouring method. It's faster and it's a lot less messy. So before you pour your cake batter into your pan, you want to go ahead and take that pre-moistened cake strip, put it on a flat cookie sheet. Go ahead and take your cake pan, put it back on your cake pan just like this, and then spray the inside of your cake pan with the baking spray. And then next you want to go ahead and take that parchment paper that you cut out, put it on the bottom of your cake pan, and then you want to go ahead and spray it with your baking spray again and the sides of your cake pan. And then after that, go ahead and pour your cake batter into your pan. So those are the simple steps to get you prepared to bake a perfect round cake. So those are the simple steps to help get your cake pan prepared. Well, just telling you how to do this is okay, but you know what? I think it would be better if I actually showed you how to do it. So let's get started. Let's get baking. Okay, now that we got our cake batter all ready to go, it's time to put our batter into the pan, and it's time to throw it in the oven. Okay, well, what I have here right now is I got an ordinary cookie sheet, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take that cake strip that I've been soaking in the sink in cold water for a little while, let the excess drain just a little bit, and then go ahead and put it in our cookie sheet right smack in the middle, just like this. Now, I'm going ahead and take some baking spray that has flour in it. I'm going to go ahead and take my cake pan, and I'm going to go ahead and spray the inside of it on the bottom, just like this. Now I'm going to go ahead and take that cut out parchment paper that I cut out earlier and put it right in the smack in the bottom of the cake pan, just like this. Now I'm ready to take my baking spray. And now I'm going to spray the bottom of the parchment paper just like this. And then I'm going to go ahead and spray the side of the pan. Just like that. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and put it right smack right onto the baking strip, just like this. Now I just want to make sure it's still a little bit loose. So let me just make sure it's snug a little bit. Tighten it just like that. Put it back, and then go ahead and put it back right around there, just like that. There we go. Now it's nice and secure. Now it's nice and secure, just like that. Okay. Next thing I want now, it's time for me to go ahead and pour my cake batter into it. Probably pour it in there, maybe about halfway up. Just like, probably right about like there. All right, let the excess drip. I don't want to make a mess. All right, and there you go. Now I'm going to go ahead and throw it in the oven at 350 degrees for about, I would say probably about 45 minutes, or until I put a toothpick in the center and it comes out clean. All right, it's going in the oven. Now I just finished baking my cake, and everything looks fantastic. Let me show you a little bit of how it looks. What I did is, after I took it out of the oven, I let it sit in the cake pan for probably about 10 minutes, and then I simply inverted the cake pan onto the baking rack, and the cake just slid right out thanks to the baking spray and the parchment paper that I had. And now it's time to put it away for a little while. And so I'm going to do that show you that right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these. These are called baking circles. They're from that baking company from Wilton again. They're great for decorating and also for serving your cakes. So I'm going to take a circle out right now, and I'm going to go ahead and invert it onto my cake just like this. And now I'm just going to flip the cake just like this, and then just gently take the baking rack off, and there you go. There's my cake right there. And now I'm going to go ahead and take some Glad cling wrap, some plastic wrap, and I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up really good, just like this. I usually use like two sheets of a plastic wrap. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this up really good. And let me get another one. If I can get the plastic wrap off. Just like that. And I'm going to go ahead and wrap the rest of the cake just like this. Okay, now it's all wrapped up really good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put this in the refrigerator and let it sit in the refrigerator overnight. What the reason for doing this is because it makes the cake layer more stable when you want to decorate it or frost it. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and put it in the refrigerator, and we'll get to decorating it in the morning. Okay, well, all right, I got my cake all out of the refrigerator. It's nice and firm and nice and stable. Now it's time to slice it up and get it frosted. Okay, what I have, I took it out of the refrigerator, took it off the cake disc that I had, and I put it on one of these special turntables. So now I got my knife, and now let's go ahead and get this baby split in half. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put the knife right in the center of the layer, like right about here, and then just gently start turning, just like this. Just go slow. Remember, you don't want to move the knife too much. Just let the turntable do the work for you. And make sure you want to try to get it even as possible. And if you then don't worry if you go down too far. If it's not even, it doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, now granted, I'm a perfectionist, but sometimes when it comes to baking a cake, just as long as it tastes good, that's all that matters. So just go slow, just like this. And it looks like it's gone all the way through. All right. And there we go. All right, let me go ahead and put the knife down. And I'm going to use the cake disc again for the top half of my layer. Let me just carefully take it off. Just like that. And I'm going to flip it just like on here, just like that. All right. All right, well now it's time. Now I have here some homemade chocolate cream cheese frosting that I made a little while ago. So it's time to start decorating. And there you have it. A beautiful, perfectly baked chocolate cake with chocolate cream cheese frosting. It didn't go dry around the edges. It didn't dome on the top. I didn't have to slice any cake off the top, and I didn't waste anything. Well, I made this for my wife. She's going to be home shortly, so I wanted to cut a slice for her in a little bit and show her how I did. Well, that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like what you see, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and drop me a comment down below. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.